My mom has a messy history and gave me a very messy one. Background on my mom. She was married for over 11 years. They had trouble having kids. The husband had a very low count. I think that's the right terminology. They tried IVF and other fertility help, but my mom couldn't get pregnant. They were depressed. Her husband didn't want to use a donor and have a kid. He didn't want to raise a child that wasn't his genetically. So my mom decided she would find a donor behind his back, aka she cheated on him with guys that apparently looked enough like him so she could pass the kid off as his. She confided in her sister, my aunt. There were 3 guys, one-night stands with each of them, and all had the same physical characteristics as her husband. He was overjoyed when she got pregnant, and then my aunt told him the truth. He had doubts but felt terrible about accusing her of cheating, but hearing it was enough for him to say he wanted no part of this. They did a DNA test anyway because there was a chance it was his, but I wasn't, and he divorced my mom and didn't take any role in my life. My mom never got over her ex. She's loved him all this time and I'm nearly an adult now. I have met her ex. She set up these circumstances for him to see us in hopes he would fall in love with me, but he never wanted any part of it, and then he got married again and actually had a bio kid, apparently confirmed with DNA. When I was 11, my mom got remarried. She doesn't love her husband. I'm not even sure she really likes him. She's trying to get over her ex. Her husband knows this. He also knows she slept around to have me. And he hates it, and I get the brunt of it. He's always such an idiot to me. He acts like I wanted to meet my mom's ex and be paraded in front of him like some sort of doll. He gets annoyed when I ask my mom for any info on the guy she slept with. I would like to know who my bio father is. He gets annoyed that mom put her ex on my birth certificate. He hates that I have the ex's last name. He brings these things up so much, as well as him telling me that I should be nicer to mom because when she mentions her ex, I tell her she should get past it. Mom's husband was in such a lousy mood Friday because my mom found out her ex and his wife and kid moved away. He told me that I should change my name and birth certificate now and stop holding on to some random guy's info. I told him I'm almost an adult and that's not something I can change yet. It's up to his wife. He told me I'm always so difficult and always rubbing his face in crap. He told me I could try being more understanding. I told him he could try growing up and not being such an idiot to me when I don't have control over the crap my mom does or has done in the past. He told me I had no right to speak to him, an adult like that. Am I the idiot? Edit. I don't have an otherwise good relationship with her. Our relationship is very strained. She realized after everything that she wished she had kept the guy and not had me. Wow, this is like Mamma Mia in the making, but way too messier. Not the idiot. You don't deserve this abuse. You can speak to a stranger any way you darn well please. He's literally not your dad. I'm petty. If you're petty like me, give your mom an ultimatum when and if you leave for college. Help me find my bio dad, or I'll leave as your ex did. And if the mom chooses to let her leave, sadly, OP didn't serve the intended purpose, and her existence is a source of conflict with the new husband. So you're advising a teen to give an ultimatum out of pettiness? An ultimatum said teen could lose, which could affect OP's future in terms of future studies, accommodation, etc. Will you be housing and feeding OP if mom says to leave? OP, what a mess. None of this is your fault. Ask mom to consider therapy for you or for both of you, if it's at all financially possible. I think she realized after everything that she wished she had kept the guy and not had me. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Just know that stepdad is a giant infant. I can't imagine what every day is like for you, but try to count down to the days you're no longer under their roof and control. I hope you have a group of friends who are supportive. Maybe thinking of your stepdad as a giant baby with diapers and a pacifier will help you get through those tough moments. My husband, 33, and I, 30 female, met in college, and we ended up married a few years later. 6 years into our marriage, he says he regrets that he never really got to explore the bachelor life since we were together since mid-college. He's had 2 partners before me. He's my only partner, and I'm perfectly content with that. Not too long after that, He jokingly suggested an open marriage, since it's what everyone is doing these days, according to him, and my heart sank and I said no. I wondered if I just wasn't hot enough or fun enough, or if he was just getting bored of me, even though I always allow him enough space to himself. I exercise religiously, lifting weights and doing yoga while eating a healthy diet, so I'm fit. I always plan at least 2 date nights a month and always join in on his hobbies when he wants me to, even though I have no interest in race car courses or the range. He was persistent with his request and made me feel bad for not letting him enjoy his youth while he still had it. Eventually, he broke me down, and I begrudgingly agreed on a don't ask, don't tell policy. When it all started, I didn't bother to partake. I just lived life as I did before, except he would go out to more boys' nights out and bars, and I would see dating apps on his phone. I eventually decided to go on dating sites since I was home alone at night and more often during Fridays, and I thought I might as well give it a try after my lady friends encouraged me to. Fast forward a few months, and now when I tell my husband that I can't keep him company during his hobbies, he starts to get annoyed and wants to know what I'm doing. And when I just mention, oh, just a date, he demanded more details, despite the don't ask, don't tell policy. And as months go by, he gets really mad and decides to close the marriage. I met some charming, nice men who actually appreciate my company and really want to do the things I want to do. So I say no, and then the guilt tripping starts again. Now he says he wants a baby, and I should stop this because it won't be good for our future children to grow up with parents doing this sort of stuff. When we got married, he stated he never wanted kids, and I said I did, but I was fine with not having them, as I wouldn't want to have kids with a man who didn't want them. Am I the idiot for not agreeing to close the marriage and cutting all ties to everyone I met? Not the idiot. I would bet money he wants a kid to tie you up at home while he keeps his end of the marriage open. He didn't want an open marriage. He just wanted to have intimacy with lots of women. I doubt he even is. He wants to think he's going to have intimacy with a lot of women. Honestly, I would laugh my head off if he wanted to shut it down just because his wife was the only one actually getting to have fun. OP, your marriage was over the moment he proposed to open it. You said no, but he insisted. It's proof that he never cared about what you wanted in this relationship. Cut your losses, dump him, and find someone who loves you. Spoiler alert, he wants to close the marriage, and then he'll just cheat while you sit at home with a baby, waiting for him. You definitely should be in a closed marriage, just not with your current husband. To my fellow guys out here, you will always lose the open marriage game. Cherish what you have and quit thinking you're hot crap. You aren't. My mom and dad divorced when I was young. My brother loved that our mom had no rules for him, so he went with her. I abided by the custody agreement because I had no choice. My mom loves us both, but she dotes on my brother like he farts perfume. My dad kept the house. He had to buy my mom out. It was an old house built in 1953. It had old wiring and was less than suitable for modern life. It did have a huge yard that was great growing up. My dad passed away. He left everything equally between my brother and me. I wanted the house. I told my brother that we should tear it down and put in infill housing like that neighborhood is zoned for. He just wanted money. I bought out his half of the house at the market value. It was sold as a teardown. He took the money, bought a car, and went on vacation. He still has money left. Then I had the house demolished and built a fourplex. Each unit has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a small yard, and a garage. I kept 1 unit for myself and rented each of the other units for $2,000 a month. My mortgage is $1,800 a month for the entire thing. So basically, I live free and bank $4,000 a month. My brother's angry that I didn't give him a unit to live in, since it was his home too. I offered to sell him one at cost, and he said no. I'm lost. I offered him a partnership, paid a fair price, and offered to sell him a unit. I did everything to try to be fair. He thinks I tricked him because I get free money every month. Our mom said she'd be cutting me out of her will and giving everything to him if I didn't give him a unit or the income from one. I agreed that was fair and said I'd no longer feel the need to contribute to her upkeep or retirement when the time came. The two of them are bombarding me, but I took the risk. I took on the debt. This is my money now. Not the idiot. You bought his half of the house. You paid him. He wanted the money. His share of the money was spent buying cars and going on holiday. Your share of the money was spent investing. He's just angry and bitter because he made bad choices and you made better choices. And now he's acting like he's entitled to your good decisions because he's your brother. Also, Mom is in the wrong for the heavy and outright blackmail ultimatum she put on you. Money really does bring out the bad in people. My mom dotes on my brother like he farts perfume. That's obvious from your brother's ridiculous request. Let me guess, when you were kids, he'd eat his treats quickly, then demand that you share yours with him. And your mother forced you to do it because family. You both got equal shares of the house. There was no trick. Your brother wanted the money and he got it. Also, you should expect your mother to leave everything to your brother, regardless of what you do. Remember when deciding whether or how much to contribute to her upkeep. Ask yourself this: if she has an inheritance to leave, why does she need you to support her? Is it because she's already giving her money to her golden child? I have a kid, a female tween, and my fiance has 2 kids, a female grammar schooler and a male teen, all from previous relationships. My parents are very rich, and they spoil my daughter whenever they can. A few days ago, it was my daughter's birthday, and my parents volunteered to throw her a party. I agreed. First, she got to have breakfast in bed with all the breakfast foods known to mankind, and then they gave her a beautiful dress and a tiara to wear for her party. Then it was time for her party with all her friends, and they hired a magician to entertain the kids and do several other activities. After the guests left, we had lunch, which was all my daughter's favorite foods, and she got her next gift, a bracelet. After that, we all left to go bowling and a few other activities that my daughter likes. Then we had dinner at the best restaurant in our town. After that, we returned home from the family party, at which she got her next present, a phone. After the guests left, we all played some board games and watched some movies until my daughter fell asleep. I don't think this was too much because most of my childhood birthdays were similar to this. Still, my fiance thinks it was too extravagant and I shouldn't have allowed it, mainly because they won't do the same for her kids. She can't afford to do it either. If I have to guess, I'll say that my parents spent more than $10,000 on this day, and I just can't afford the same for future stepkids. Am I the idiot for not stopping my family from throwing an extravagant party for my daughter? No idiots here, but your parents dropped $10,000 on a birthday party for a tween? If that's how they want to spend their money, fine. But you have to work hard to ensure your daughter doesn't become a spoiled brat. And you must talk to your fiance and plan how you manage these kinds of financial discrepancies in the future. I'd recommend a matched home birthday, e.g., all the kids get breakfast in bed, choose the restaurant, etc. And then if your parents want to do something additional for your bio daughter, fine. But expectations should be managed, and they shouldn't be rubbed in the other kids' faces. The dress, tiara, phone, bracelet, magician? I'm exhausted reading the list. Did they hire an event planner? I would have given the number of activities and unlimited money. Also, I can't get over it, no matter what I tell myself. $10,000 on a kid's birthday party? That's over 3 months of my wages. Society and the economy really is broken. The grandparents set a terrible example by showing the stepkids that they're less than and not helping their granddaughter learn that the people you live your day-to-day life with are important and need love. So the stepkids have 2 sets of grandparents as well. I don't think that grandparents should be obligated to even out life for everyone. However, you are the idiot because I don't think you're ready for a blended family. Your fiance has reasonable concerns that ridiculously extravagant birthday parties would cause issues. Still, you dismiss it with, well, they need to learn life is unfair. That does not seem like a great way to view your future stepkids. There's just this undercurrent of contempt for them. Don't dismiss your fiance. Work through this before it becomes an issue. My dad is leaving town in a week or a week and a half. I forget when. He'll be out of town for 2 months. I don't know why, but it has something to do with work. My parents' custody order says if mom or dad isn't around for more than 4 hours, I, teen male, go to the other parent. If one of them is going out of town without me, they need to give the other the option to keep me for that period. So with my dad going, I'll be staying with my mom. My dad's wife isn't happy about this, and neither is my dad. He's married, but not to my mom. He has 3 kids with his wife, all preschoolers. They want me to go at least on weekends to see his wife and their kids, but they argued for me to keep 50-50. I don't even want to be there when my dad's there. I'm not close to my dad. I really hate his wife. I don't respect her or accept her into my family. Reasons I feel this way in general are she's dad's affair partner, or whatever it's called. She tried to get me to call her mom in another language because she doesn't like me calling her by her first name, so I just say Mrs. last name, and wanted the respect of a parent's name. They talk crap about my mom. Despite having the affair, they accused my mom of turning me against them, even though my dad took me to his wife's house when they were having the affair. And I saw them together. And my dad and his wife tried to move out of state with me so we could be a family. I had to speak to the judge when that happened. It was crappy. So I'm only dealing with the custody crap until I turn 17, because then my voice will be listened to by a judge, and not before then. We've checked with the lawyers already. My dad told me to consider the kids and how they'll miss me. I told him it would help them get used to me not being around, because when I'm old enough, I won't be anymore. He told me my feelings would change in the next few years and that I should embrace my time with them. His wife said I'm a part of their family and should want to spend time with my other mom and my only siblings. I rolled my eyes at her. She called me disrespectful. She told me to stop being so stubborn, and I said no. I said she can't make me go to the house when dad isn't around, and they know they can't get a court to force it, so accept that they won't see me for 2 months. My dad and his wife both think I'm an idiot for it, and they keep saying how much they dislike my decision. Am I the idiot? Oh, they don't want to lose their babysitter. Custody is meant to ensure you spend time with your parents, not their spouses or any half-siblings. Info: when did your dad last make time just for you? Not since he was cheating on my mom, and our special bonding time was him bringing me to the other woman's house. And yeah, I found out about the affair before mom because he took me to this woman's house. He promised me ice cream one time, and another time we were meant to be seeing a movie. Wait, what? Like he'd take you out for bonding time, and it was just his excuse to see his affair partner? No wonder you don't like either of them. In that case, not the idiot squared. You don't owe them your time or energy. Spend the next 2 months focusing on your own interest, and do something nice for your mom too.